My name is Bob and welcome to the homestead, y'all. It's that time of year when we're collecting seeds. We're not only collecting seeds from our garden, we're collecting our flower seeds also. And today we're going to talk about zinnias. We plant these all the way around the fence and around our garden. And these are still blooming great. There's not many of them that we can collect seed off of. There's a few of them. We'll go around and we'll show you how to collect the seed off of them and when to collect the seed off of them. But what we do with our wildflowers, we plant some in the beginning of May. We wait a week or two and we plant some more. We wait a week or two, we plant some more, and then we wait a couple more weeks and plant some more. And what that does is that gives us fresh blooms all the way around the garden all year long. You can see these are still blooming great. I'll take you to some of the first ones that we planted, and there's a whole lot of them over there that are ready to collect the seed. And there's not as many pretty blooms on them. And we like keeping these blooms all year long so that way the pollinators always have something to feed on. And it attracts the beneficial insects that help us protect our garden. So I'll grab the camera, we'll look around at some of these, and I'll show you which ones are ready to harvest the seed and which ones aren't quite ready yet. But as you can see, they're up pretty tall. Some of these are over 4 foot tall here. So they've grown well this year. And like I said, we'll go around and we'll look at a few of these. There's a double one there. And we keep the seeds from these year to year. And then we plant them all the way around the garden. And we'll talk about that a little bit also. Whenever you're ready to harvest your blooms and harvest the seeds, you just need two things. You just need a brown paper bag and a good sharp pair of pruning scissors. Okay, we have a couple right here that are ready. I'm going to cut this way on down the stem so you can see. You can see like that one, that stem is completely brown. So we know that that bloom is ready. What you're looking for though is, to get them ideally, is when that stem just starts to turn brown. That's perfect. But we're going to take that one, put him in our bag. There's another one here. And you can see that one. Also the stem is brown, so we'll cut it off. And then if you look, these are all seeds. So this is what you'll plant next year in your flower garden or in your vegetable garden to attract beneficial insects and to attract pollinators. But that's your seeds. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and cut all these off. We're going to put them in our paper bag. I'll leave them in this paper bag for 2 to 3 weeks. Every few days I'll just come and shake them, stir them up a little bit with my hand, make sure they're good and dry. And then after they're good and dry, then you can go ahead and you can put them in a plastic bag if you'd like, or you can just roll up this paper bag and just leave them in the paper bag. Now, if you're not going to plant them next year, if you think you may plant some the year after, then you'll want to put these in the freezer or put them in at least a nice, cool, dark spot. I see another one back here I want to get. So we'll go through here, we'll pick some of these, we'll go ahead and cut some of these and put them in our paper bag, and then we're going to go over to one of our early spots where I know we have a bunch of them that are ready, and I'll show you some great examples. Alright, these were the first ones that we planted. You can see there's a lot of dead blooms on here and a lot of them that are ready to collect seed. And of course they're still putting off new blooms. So they'll bloom right to first frost. But what we're going to do is we're going to go around here and we're going to cut a whole bunch of these off. I like to have plenty of seeds so that way next year, come springtime, we have plenty of flowers around the garden to attract beneficial insects. But like I said, it doesn't take long. You just go around. I'll show you a few more examples. You can see that one. There's no way those seeds can mature any further. Most of the time when you look underneath the bloom, it'll be brown also. So if we look at that stem and look underneath it, you can see it's brown. So is the stem. So we know those seeds are mature. Another way, if you want to keep a certain color, most of the time these will branch off and you'll have the same color bloom, so you can follow that branch down and see if you have a dead bloom on there that you can harvest the seed from. Here's another great example. You can see it's green, the goat turns to brown. So we know that one's ready also. The thing with zinnias is one head, there's probably 50 to 100 seeds easy on each one of these. Some of the bigger ones probably have a couple hundred seeds in them. And these are great for seed sharing groups. Especially when you have this many, you can share plenty of seeds with everybody else. And they can have beautiful flowers too. Since you get so many seeds off of these. It's just amazing. What I do is about once a week, I'll come out and do this. And I'll save the seeds off these. And then what I do is, of course, I write the name of them, and then I'll put the date on the bag. And then that way I know how long they've been harvested and how long they should take to completely dry. That's all there is to it. You can see in our bag we have well, it's about up to there. You can see we have a whole bunch in here. And like I said, each one of these heads will have easy 100 seeds on it. Some of the smaller ones may only have 50 to 100, but the bigger ones have an easy 100, maybe even more. But you can take a look at that one right there and look at all the seeds and look how easy it falls apart. So each one of them, each one of those is a seed. Okay, what I like to do is, whenever we get all our zinnia seeds dried, which these aren't all dry, see there's tons more in here. But whenever we get them dried, I like to take a big pan like this. She's a pretty girl. And I like to sit here and I'll pull all the blooms apart and all the seeds apart. And I usually do this in the wintertime, especially when it's cold outside. I'll do it inside. And I'll just sit here and I'll just pull all these blooms apart, and you can see like this one's good and dry. They just fall apart. And then I'll throw the stem away. But like I said, I usually do this in the wintertime. That's all you're left with, that one little piece. So once they get good and dry, they'll just come apart. All the seed will come right off of them. And then once I get all the seed off of them like this in a pile, then I'll put them in a plastic bag and I'll label them whatever flower they are, or if it's a vegetable. Because I'll do a lot of this stuff in the wintertime. We'll sit and we'll hull beans for our bean seeds for next year. And we just do it all winter long. But I'll just sit here and I'll just pull them all off. And then I'll label them and put them in a plastic bag. You're just being persistent, aren't you, Princess? But you can see how many we've collected so far. This isn't even all of them this year. And we'll have a pile of seeds to either plant ourselves or share with friends and family or somebody else in one of our groups that's looking for seeds. Of course, like this, these are all mixed. We do have bags labeled for certain colors that we want to keep. but they just pull apart. You can see how quick and easy they pull apart. But you want to make sure they're good and dry before you put them in a plastic bag. That's why we leave them in the brown paper bags, because they'll dry. But you can see how many we have to do. Get out of my seeds. And how many have fallen apart just on their own inside the bag. And a lot of times that'll happen inside the brown paper bag. They'll fall apart and you won't have to do hardly anything to them. Right there's one. That one right there is already falling off. You can see the little cone inside. So pretty much all those seeds have come off that bloom. If you have any questions or comments about keeping seeds for zinnias, please leave them below. If you know of a better way to do it, or if you have a favorite way of doing it, please leave a comment below. So that way we can all learn from you. And as always, thanks for watching. Is it? Oh, you are so persistent.